What is up, guys? It's me, the ALE Prince, and I'm here with the very first rebooking of the year, and that is a rebooking of WrestleMania 33. I am not positive whether or not I already did a rebooking of this video, but if I did, who gives a shit? Now, why am I doing this video? Well, it's gonna lead to a set of videos down the future. Um, one of which will involve a certain king of strong style. Some might even consider the Eater of Worlds will be foreshadowing this video. But for the most part, I think this is just for fun. WrestleMania 33. Now, I personally did not have a problem with the show. Will I admit that this was a long ass show? You damn right it was. This show was way too damn long. But it did teach us a very, very, very valuable lesson. That of which not every match at WrestleMania needs to be 20 minutes long. If you shorten a bunch of matches, I guarantee you'd have one of the best shows out there. Look at even like classic WrestleManias, like WrestleMania 7, 6, 5. Yes, they weren't like big shows. It was mainly focused on the main event, but they did have little matches to like make people, not completely go, oh. Even the Attitude Era, they would fill up their like B level shows. They would like fill up that card and make it work, and it ended up being some of the best pay per views of all times. One that comes to my mind, Backlash 1999. That show was stacked, and that was a great show. So here is WrestleMania 33. Uh, the first thing you gotta know is what's gonna happen with the pre-show. The pre-show, I think I'd keep it mostly the same. Neville beats Austin Aries for uh, the Cruiserweight Championship. Neville's still your Cruiserweight Champion. Second match will be the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I would not have Mojo Rawley win thanks to Rob Gronkowski. Instead, I'd have the final two be Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn. Um, and if you want to add a third person, it would be Killian Dane. That way we could build up sanity when on NXT. But yeah, those will be the final three: Killian Dane, Baron Corbin, and Sami Zayn. Killian Dane is killing it, and then Baron Corbin just throws them out, getting major heel heat. The final two are Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn. You think Baron Corbin is going to be the first ever two-time Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner? Well, you're wrong. This is where Sami Zayn achieves the odds and throws Baron Corbin out of the ring, and Sami Zayn is the fourth ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. It'd be a good victory for Sami Zayn. He is one of the ultimate underdogs. It would be nice to have him do something for once. And then the third pre-show match would be the Usos defending the tag team belt against American Alpha. I'd keep the feud pretty similar. The Usos beat American Alpha on a SmackDown, and American Alpha wants a rematch, so they do it at WrestleMania, the kickoff. So that would be a pretty fun match to have, and I'll have the Usos win because they were the most over tag team in the biz at this time. Plus, 2017 was definitely their year. Now on to the main card. What do we start off the show with? With the New Day promo. Side note, I will not do that long ass ramp to WrestleMania 33. That was one of the stupidest things I could have done. I would do just a simple ramp, not that long. If you want to make it a long one just to fill up an entire arena, what I would do is go old school with it and actually have not everybody, but most people come out to like either they could go out doing like the Undertaker where they come midway through the entrance ramp, or they do wrestle the classic WrestleMania ring like Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. They can do stuff like that. It's a way to like get them out of like a long ass fucking ramp because that was fucking ridiculous. I personally hated it. But anyways, the first match on the show will be Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt in an Inferno match, uh, where an Inferno match where this way it will keep away Luke Harper from interfering. It will keep away Eric Rowan's return. It will keep away everybody. But Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, they finally get their match. Basically, keep in mind, Bray Wyatt does become the WWE champion, but he'll win it at TLC instead of Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles for the millionth time around this time. We'll do AJ Styles versus Bray Wyatt in a TLC match. Bray Wyatt wins. Luke Harper and Randy Orton win the tag belts on that same show, and then we do at TLC the ending shot will be Randy Orton, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt all standing tall. John Cena beats Bray Wyatt at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship, and Cena clearly walks into WrestleMania at the championship. Randy Orton turns on Bray Wyatt at the Elimination Chamber match itself, and this will set up the match and talk about how Randy Orton's like, if you can't beat him, you have to join him until they trust you, and then that's when you strike. And Bray Wyatt is mad that he burned the compound, so it made sense to make it an Inferno match, and Bray Wyatt just loses it on Randy Orton, and he'll set Randy Orton on fire. Yes, Bray Wyatt wins by setting Randy Orton on fire, and then Randy Orton will take some time off, and then he'll come back as a heel, a strong heel, hopefully, down the road. Second match, just like in real life, Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. Championship. I'd keep this the same. I'd have it end a little bit different. I would have Kevin Owens do the powerbomb to the side of the ring on Jericho, and then he'll beat him there, not do more moves on it. I would have that, and then have Chris Jericho take some time off television because there was no point of having him come back. Because at this point there was nothing left for Jericho, so this was a good moment for Kevin Owens to be the U.S. champion. And next we have the Raw Women's Championship, a fatal four-way for the Raw Women's Championship. Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Nia Jax. Now you're probably wondering, so far the card looks similar. This is where we tweak it. This will be a normal fatal four-way. None of those loser gets eliminated. It won't be an elimination match. It will be a regular fatal four-way. They all have some dominant moments. For the record, if you're wondering what happens with the Charlotte streak record, at Fastlane, Bayley loses to Charlotte by disqualification. Therefore, Charlotte is undefeated on pay-per-views, and Bayley's still your champion. That way, there's more heat on Nia Jax because she was the one to interfere, and also Sasha Banks wants revenge on Nia. So now all four of them want to beat the shit out of each other, so it makes sense. It looks like, for the most part, everybody's feuding except for Sasha and Bayley. So, as it looks like Bayley is about to hit the Macho Man elbow on Charlotte, Sasha pushes Bayley out of the ring. Sasha Banks does a frog splash on Charlotte. 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks is your new Raw Women's Champion. Sasha turns heel, setting up Bayley versus Sasha throughout the spring. Or was it the spring? Yes, the spring. And then in the summer, we could do Alexa Bliss winner match or something like that, where she becomes the Raw Women's Champion. I don't know. We could do something like that. And then eventually in the future, we would do Bayley and Sasha in a one-on-one match at WrestleMania down the road. Obviously, this won't be the place, but I think this was the right time to have Sasha get her moment and turn heel. This would have been the perfect time to turn Sasha heel. That would have been awesome. Next up, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson defend their Raw Tag Team Championships against Cesaro and Sheamus and Enzo and Cass. Then the New Day comes out. They say that this ladder match will now be a fatal four-way. They tease that they're going to enter the match, but instead the Hardy Boys return. Hardy Boys win. Big markout moment. It will be a good moment, so there you go. Now here's the one brand new match that didn't happen in real life. For the Intercontinental Championship, Dean Ambrose, the IC champion, versus The Miz. And you're probably wondering, this does not sound like a WrestleMania quality match. It's not. It is a match that's going to set up some good moments down the road. One of which will be Daniel Bryan will be the referee in this match. So imagine that. WrestleMania 33, the first ever WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan WrestleMania entrance since 31. He skipped 32 because he retired, but 31 he comes out. He's the referee in this match. Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. Here's the twist. If Daniel Bryan punches The Miz, he is fired. He cannot come back. And realistically, it would make Daniel Bryan happy. But in story wise, Daniel Bryan needs to feed his kids. Needs to feed his future child and Brie. So he does not want to get fired right now. So we have the match, and then Maurice is like distracting Dean Ambrose in the match somewhere, and Daniel Bryan is about to like send Maurice out of the arena until Renee Young comes back, gets her revenge. We do a mini cat fight there. Miz is like, oh, get the hell away, and then Dean Ambrose takes advantage. He hits the I forgot the DDT that he does, and then he'll do another DDT, but this one will be a little bit different. This one will be similar to the one he uses in AEW right now, where he does it like from the top and then throws you down. And then Daniel Bryan, 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose finally gets his WrestleMania moment after getting squashed by Lesnar the previous year, but Dean Ambrose finally gets his moment. And then Daniel Bryan grabs the IC belt. He's about to give it to Ambrose, but he looks at the belt like, damn, this is the belt I never lost. And then Dean Ambrose just snatches the belt from Daniel Bryan, teasing a Dean Ambrose heel turn down the road. So we have that. Daniel Bryan walks out. Oh no, Dean Ambrose walks out with the IC belt. Daniel Bryan is still standing there. It's a fun little mini match just to like rest the crowd after watching the Hardy Boys just return. And like I mentioned, not every match has to be a technical classic or 5-star classic. Sometimes you need matches like this to like calm the crowd down. So there's that. Next match, unsanctioned match, Triple H versus Seth Rollins. I would change a little bit of this match. First and foremost, this match should be a lot shorter than it originally was. Second, no Stephanie McMahon. She does not come out whatsoever. Not even like to like help out Triple H or anything, because we already saw that moment at the previous Mania with Steph getting speared by Reigns. It's just Triple H and Seth Rollins. Like, even in the contract signing, he says that he's gonna sign a thing. It's just gonna be us and the referee. You can't bring your wife into this. And basically, they talk their shit. And the final thing, we need blood in this match because people are gonna remember this match for having blood. It's like, oh shit, they're bleeding. But yeah, the first person to bleed is Seth Rollins, thanks to Triple H, and then eventually Seth Rollins basically murders Triple H, and it's like he's bleeding everywhere, and they don't know if he's gonna keep going. But then Seth Rollins gets the I forget the name of those sticks to like help you walk if your legs not working. I keep forgetting those walking sticks. I don't know what they're called. I'm sorry, but Seth Rollins just beats the ever living shit out of Triple H, and then it looks like he's gonna hit the pedigree, but this is where he returns the curb stomp. And 1, 2, 3, Triple H is like knocked on the floor. Seth Rollins stands tall. He gets the moment. I will not make the match as long as it originally was. I'll make it 12 minutes is fair, because hell, some of the best matches were one of the best matches on the original WrestleMania 33 card was Brock and Goldberg, and that was 4 to 5 minutes. So you can have good matches, just know when to quit. So there's that. Seth Rollins wins, being the Kingslayer. Next match, this is going to be a little bit random, but it'll make sense in the end. It's a tag team match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Becky Lynch and Naomi. Whoever gets the first fall wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. So there's that. Mickie James is having some kick-ass moments with her and Naomi, her and Becky Lynch. And it looks like Mickie James might actually win, but then Alexa Bliss is like, no, what the hell are you doing? Don't do this. And they start having like their little argument about like, tag me in. I should still be the SmackDown Women's Champion. And then that's when Naomi takes advantage of the distraction, pins Mickie James, showing that Alexa Bliss did not get pinned whatsoever, meaning she'll get a future rematch for a title at Raw when she gets drafted. What do we do with Mickie James? We'll keep her on SmackDown and have her feud with Naomi, because Naomi needs some legit talent to feud with before she hits the big guns at SummerSlam against maybe Charlotte or Natalia, whoever the fuck. But Mickie James as a heel alone on SmackDown without Alexa Bliss, ooh, take my money. I guarantee you Mickie James would be a draw on SmackDown 2017 if it was just her by herself. But Naomi gets her victory. She gets the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch goes to shake Naomi's hand, but then they have a stare down. Like, I'll be there for that. So, but Naomi legitimately gets her moment after getting injured. So it'll be a good moment, and it'll be a quick match. Again, not every match has to be long as hell. A match that should be long as hell is this next one. Not too long, but long enough to like tell the right story. But for the WWE Championship, John Cena versus AJ Styles. How does this match come about? Simple. Like I mentioned, Bray Wyatt beats AJ Styles in a TLC match at TLC pay-per-view. John Cena announces that he will be facing the WWE Champion at the Royal Rumble. He says, it's no time for the new era. This is the my time era. You're saying, oh, I should not do this, but I just did. Basically, we have that same promo of how John Cena's like, I'm the biggest draw. I'm going to face the WWE Champion whether you like it or not. So then at Royal Rumble, it's Bray Wyatt and John Cena for the WWE Championship. Bray Wyatt loses. John Cena is a 17-time world champion. At the Elimination Chamber, we do Cena, Styles, Miz, Ambrose, Wyatt, Orton. Those 6 guys. Like I mentioned, Orton screws over Bray Wyatt, which leads to the Miz stealing a victory, pinning Randy Orton. The final 3 are the Miz, AJ Styles, and John Cena. AJ Styles pins the Miz. Dean Ambrose gets eliminated in the early on. Who cares? That's not the point. But the final 2 are John Cena and AJ Styles. They have a quick match, and John Cena pins AJ Styles. John Cena, still your WWE champion, and AJ Styles like, no, no, no. I have pinned you 3 times so far, John Cena. Twice in one-on-one action, then another one at the triple threat and No Mercy. I know I can beat you. You may have pinned me in tag matches, elimination chamber matches, but one-on-one, you just can't do it. And Cena's like, fine. You know what? I really could have gone out and fought The Undertaker. I could have fought Goldberg. I could have fought any other guy, but I'm choosing you just to finally shut you up, AJ Styles. I don't need this victory as much as you think I do. But I guarantee you, after WrestleMania, your time is up. And this will be one of the best matches of all time, WrestleMania-wise. Styles, Cena, they go at it. They have an amazing match, better than any match you could imagine. It will probably even be better than the Royal Rumble 2017 match, the one that really happened. It will probably surpass that. And AJ Styles becomes the WWE champion once again. And John Cena holds AJ Styles' arm, kind of like Hogan and Rock and Cena, and now Cena and Styles. That will be a great moment to do. And unfortunately, it will not be the main event because these 2 matches have 2 bigger stars than Cena and Styles. No offense. But the next match will be Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. How does this match come about? It'll start at Survivor Series. Goldberg squashes Lesnar. Paul Heyman announces he'll be in the Royal Rumble with Goldberg. Brock Lesnar comes out. He suplexes a few people, eliminates Enzo like in real life. Then Goldberg comes out. He spears Brock Lesnar. And then Baron Corbin smacks Goldberg. Goldberg's like, what the hell? Who are you? just spears Baron Corbin, throws him out. He's distracted. Brock Lesnar eliminates Goldberg. He's laughing. Then the final two will be Brock Lesnar and I don't know, Samoa Joe maybe. I don't know, but the point is Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble, and then he says that he will face the Universal Champion at WrestleMania. You're thinking it's going to be Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar, but Goldberg says, I need to teach Brock Lesnar a lesson to never mess with me again. So if he wants the Universal Champion, I'm going to have to beat the Universal Champion. So Kevin Owens and Goldberg is set for Fastlane. I would change the matchup. I would have the bell ring. The match starts. Then Kevin Owens gets out of the ring. The time is just keep going. Kevin Owens lasts longer than Brock Lesnar. That's part of the story. And as soon as he gets back into the ring, Chris Jericho's music hits. Kevin Owens gets distracted. Goldberg spears Kevin Owens, jackhammer. Goldberg is your new Universal Champion. Now we keep everything the same for the most part. Goldberg is always standing tall over Lesnar. And then we do the match. The exact same match that we got in real life, where spear, suplex, jackhammer, all the cool stuff, F5, 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar is the new Universal Champion. It will be a great, just balls to the wall match, and it will just be awesome to have this kind of match, the perfect Lesnar Goldberg match we could have. So, bar none, this will be the match to do. And then we close off the night with Undertaker versus Roman Reigns in a no holds barred match. I know a lot of people hate that match. I am one of the people who thought the match was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it was like it was the whatever, you take it or leave it. But the only thing I would change, first of all, don't make the match as long as possible. Honestly make it 10 minutes and play the whole story of Undertaker can't do it anymore. Just take advantage of the fact that Undertaker is a lot older. Like, I think Undertaker is willing to tell a good story if given the right time. And then that's when Roman Reigns realizes that the only way to beat him is to just destroy him. So he just beats him with a chair over and over and over. We do not do that stupid botched tombstone where Roman Reigns tried to do the tombstone and it just like flopped all over the place. Matter of fact, Roman Reigns squashes the Undertaker for maybe 8 minutes, and then he just throws 3 spears to legitimately end him. Like, he doesn't even try to pin him. It's not gonna be spear pin. It's just gonna be spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retires the Undertaker, and then the next night, Roman Reigns says, "This is my yard now." He actually turns heel, and then we'll work him to put over the newest talent, Braun Strowman. So, what do you guys think of this rebooking? I know it's similar to the real card, but this is gonna set up a couple of things. Might as well just tell you what the hell they're gonna be. I'm gonna rebook the Fiend. I'm gonna rebook Shinsuke Nakamura, and I'm gonna rebook Dean Ambrose. Those 3 guys will be rebooked, and I'll start with this timeline. Oh, one more person. Actually, no. That'll be it. Just those 3. I was gonna do the Hardy Boys, but for the most part, just whatever they did with those guys. But yeah, Ambrose, Fiend, Nakamura. Those 3 guys will be rebooked down the road. So stay tuned for those. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.